In a mix of cheers, jeers, and whistles, Hamas released 12 more of its hostages on Tuesday, 10 Israelis and 2 Thais. The crowd shouted, "God is great." And as the hostages were driven into Israel, cheering girls shouted, "We are waiting for you." And cheers and honking horns erupted in the occupied West Bank, where 30 more Palestinians were released from Israeli detention. The youngest Palestinian prisoner so far, a 14-year-old boy, was released to a joyous reunion with his family. And talks are ongoing in Qatar for a longer-term pause in the fighting that reportedly would include the eventual release of all Israeli hostages and the release of more Palestinian inmates. The heads of Israel's and America's spy agencies are taking part in those talks. A former CIA officer tells TRT that a longer-term pause benefits Hamas more and adds increasing pressure on Israel not to resume a full-scale invasion.
I think that Director Burns' presence, as well as the repeated visits by Secretary of State Blinken, the visit by President Biden, continued U.S. diplomacy, has sought to make a wider war less likely.
There is still ongoing trouble in the north of occupied West Bank, where clashes continue between the Israeli army and Palestinians. But for now, there is a clamoring to keep the releases coming on both sides. In Tel Aviv, a rally to release all the hostages, including a 10-month-old baby.
When you look at Kfir, which is a 10-month-old baby, you need to ask yourself, is this an enemy of the Hamas? Is this someone that needs to be held captive? He's so young, he's so small.
And a Palestinian mother thrilled about the release of her son.
Put him in my eyes because he's part of my soul. It's an indescribable feeling to learn he will be free. I wish all the mothers of the prisoners will experience this feeling.
The U.S. is now warning Israel to better protect Palestinians living in southern Gaza if it does restart its military assault. But a lot more people hoping now that a restart doesn't happen. Andy Roesgen, TRT World.